Hi YouTubers, it's Dina Swanson, aka Getty Girl, and I am showing you my swap project that I did with Junk Journal Junkies. It's August signature swap, unbound, 5x7, 14 pages. And the theme is, where am I from? And so I'm from Portland, Oregon, and that's what I did my signature on. I got this pin at the truck stop, thought it was fitting for the swap, and all you have to do is just kind of cut it off, and then you can use it however you want, or just leave it. It's a nice little heavy pin with Mount Hood in the background, so I thought that was kind of cool. Paper I'm using is called Anthology. I bought it at Tuesday Morning a couple of years ago. Pretty sure you can't get it there anymore, but it was kind of cool because if you're familiar with Tuesday Morning, or if you're not familiar with Tuesday Morning, they basically have things that kind of come and go, and so if you see something you like, my advice is to get it, because it probably will go and they won't ever get it back again. So loved it. It came with this holder. It came with a lot of coordinating paper. So just to get an idea, it's pretty cool. Has some fun stuff in there. So as I was shopping my stash, I saw it and I thought, I'm going to use it, because Portland, Oregon is kind of a nice spot in the sense where you can go 120 something miles and get to the beach. So you have your blues and greens, and then you can go to the mountains and get your greens. So we have a lot of nice, cool colors, and this had cool colors in it too. So, and then I like the whole brownish look to it, the tones, just for like the little bit of a grunginess to it. So, kind of that whole earthy type feel. So, anyways, moving on. For the front and back page, I decided to go ahead and pull out my gelatos. So I gessoed the page and use some of those same tones in here. And there's a little bit of shimmer in it. So when the receiver gets this, they'll see it. You can't really see it on camera. I don't think I can get the shimmer look to it. So not sure you can see it. It's really pretty. I really like how it turned out. And it looks like it's just kind of a bunch of scribbling on it, but it's kind of cool. And it was fun. So if the receiver doesn't like it, of course, they always have the option to just cover it up, right? It's the beauty of these things. Architecture paper. Again, I've mentioned it in my other videos. I bought it a long time ago. Didn't know what its purpose was going to be. Just loved the crinkly feel and the sound of it. And so I bought it. And who knew it was going to be mostly used for junk journals, because I haven't used it anywhere else. So I wasn't doing junk journals at the time, so I think it's kind of funny how we pick things up and not sure how we're going to use it. So I don't have a lot of stamps that say Portland, Oregon, but I did have this one that said Oregon 1859 that I had in my vintage stash, so I was really happy to locate that. I don't get a lot of snail mail, but I did get an invitation to a shower, and so I decided to go ahead and include a Portland, Oregon stamp, like a real stamp. And then it says celebrate, so I thought that was kind of cool. Did some stamping here, ready, set, go. I made a pocket out of this paper and reinforced it with washi tape, so it stays nice and secure. And I decided to include this tag. I had this tag for a while. It was meant for scrapbooking. I haven't scrapbooked in a while, and I thought it was pretty fitting for this type of theme and decided to let it go. So I really like this tag, so hopefully the receiver will love it just as much, or like it just as much. I downloaded a brochure from the Portland website and decided to use that through the book. I thought it was kind of cool how it had the different areas of my town, and so and how things were kind of segmented off, and so I decided to incorporate that. And like this particular one, you can read some of the verbiage that's listed on here, and like this one says Voodoo Donuts. Voodoo Donuts is a huge hot spot here in Portland. I'm not a huge fan of it, but they have like fun donuts. They have like Fruit Loop donuts. They have one of the favorites of most are like maple bacon donuts, and they have some obnoxious donuts. So it's kind of fun to see people just kind of have fun with pictures on that one. So I'll let your imagination run wild on that one. So at any rate, the lines are huge. So if you come to Portland, you will be waiting in line quite a bit. So just kind of remember that. But you have to go to Voodoo Donuts. Voodoo Donuts and Pal's Bookstore, right? anyways, um, so I basically kind of reinforced front to back on those pages just to make sure it had some stability to it. And I decided to use ledger paper and make additional pockets so I can store the postcards. And here's one with Mount Hood in the background. And then here's one with the waterfront. So the waterfront tends to have a lot of like events like Brewers Fest, kind of huge on the beers, and like Blues Festival, which that almost looks like it is because there's a lot of the boats in the water. So this is probably a blues festival going on. More of the map. McMinimums. McMinimums is known in Oregon and Washington only. And the McMinimum brothers basically take old historical buildings and flip it and make bars, bed and breakfasts, lots of concerts in some of the areas or on specific ones, and just a lot of fun. And they also have a passport that you can purchase. And so when you visit each of their venues, you can get a stamp for visiting. And then they have bonus stamps. So it's kind of fun to collect those. So it kind of reminds me back when I was a kid and I used to have like a stamp book. And so you would put your little stamps in it. Might be dating myself there, or maybe some of you know what I'm talking about. At any rate, so yeah, so we have two close by us, and there's a huge one, and then there's one that's just literally down the street that my husband and I frequent for happy hour. So we'll go and have a beer and a burger for a decent amount of money. And so I saw the coaster, and I told my husband I have to take that for my swap. And so he kind of thinks I'm crazy, but that's okay. I'm fun crazy. And I just love the graphics. The graphics are always fun and just fun to look at. Colors are always nice. And this is the kind of thing that you're going to see on their walls too. So it's just really cool to go in and just kind of see all the art throughout the buildings. Here was another thing that was there that caught my eye, and it's if you're interested in applying at McMinimums. And so that's what this is a flyer, but it's kind of like a postcard feel to it. And I just love the images on this, and I think my receiver will as well. Tim Holtz journal card. Again, I thought it was fitting with the whole map, travel, and then another map at the background. And then this was in my stash, so I had to use that for a tuck. This is kind of the surrounding areas of Portland, just kind of extended of the town. Not the town of Portland, but just of the areas. And so like the Columbia River Gorge, lots of hiking throughout. There's some wineries to go and visit, and a lot of river type sports. Just a lot of outdoor fun if you're into that. I included some older envelopes that I got and decided to go ahead and do a little booklet as well for some additional journaling. And with my envelopes, I like to use them in two different ways. I like to flip the envelope back and use it as a tuck on the other page, and then some more Tim Holtz journal cards. Again, it's more of the map of the area, the Pearl District. This is the area that I work in, so I don't know. I just thought I'd include that as well. And another tag, and then of course I had some leftover of the ledger paper and decided to go ahead and use that for additional journal spot. And then what I also did was I punched out like maybe 5 or 6 times and just kind of stacked them on top of each other, these little hearts, and just kind of gives it a little bit of a button feel. Goes in there, it's tuck, and then here's a flip. And I don't know about your town, but we always have these flyers, newspaper flyers all over, which is a junk journal person's dream. Newspapers everywhere. And so it always has listings of the current events, whether it be music or arts, whatever. Portland, like I said, Portland is huge, all walks of life, totally diverse town. If you like to people watch, you definitely will love coming to Portland for that reason alone. There's something for everybody. You are not going to come here and be bored. So at any rate, this is newer Portland, lots of construction, lots of condos being built, tons of people moving, lots and lots of traffic. Heavy sigh. Anyways, moving on. This is one of the inner city parks, so it's kind of cool to come and visit that too. So it's fun. And here I mentioned Powell City of Books, so that's another tourist attraction. So if you come to Portland, you definitely want to go there. It's huge. It takes up a whole block. And it has, I think, 3 floors. It's super huge. It's like a reader's dream. And then more journal cards, and then another envelope. And then I decided to include this tag here, our state shape, and another journal spot. Or not journaling, but another journal card. And a belly band, and then of course some more of our area, more of our Portland area. And what I decided to do is do some heat embossing. So that was a lot of fun. I haven't done it in a long time and was kind of shocked and impressed that my powders were still really good. So that was a lot of fun, and I'm going to play with that a little bit more. So anyways, I thought maybe my receiver would like to receive this. I've gone to the zoo maybe a few times. A long time ago when my kids were younger, so it's probably been 15 years, and it was really fun when my husband's parents came to visit us from Montana, and that was one of their spots that they wanted to hit, was the zoo. So that was a lot of fun. And so I included my admission ticket here, and then I also included the map. Isn't he cute? So you just kind of pull on this and you'll get the full map. I thought that was kind of fun. So you could use the background for pictures or what have you, whatever you wanted to use it for. That'd be fun to include. I don't have anything in here, but it's just a pocket. Here's an envelope. And then I also included 2 more cards that I liquid emboss or heat emboss. The other pocket, and a couple of more postcards. And here's the back half of that architecture paper pocket. And then I decided to throw in a couple of goodies of some cardstock stickers. I had them in my stash, and I decided, why not send that off and let somebody else use them. And the back page. Alright, I truly enjoyed doing this. I'm really excited to get this sent off, and then I'm really excited to get one in return. Can't wait to see what city I receive. And I hope my receiver enjoys this book, and I hope they enjoy it as much as I love making it. So again, thanks Ali Commons for hosting. Thank you for watching. Bye.